Well, I gotta make another video. This one is about how Bush and Cheney and Condoleezza Rice and well, they lied us into the war into Iraq, and all the claims of the about the WMD. And I'm going to focus on the 16 words in the State of the Union speech that Bush gave in 2003. About the uranium. I got a picture of uranium there. Uranium ore that Iraq sought. Uranium. The British intelligence, not the CIA, but British intelligence, recently learned that Iraq had sought significant quantities of uranium from Africa. And of course, there are lots that isn't said, is whether they were successful in seeking, whether they received the uranium from Africa. Of course, very vague term, Africa, but it turns out to be Niger. So had Bush really told the truth, it would have been that the CIA looked into this, found out that it was old, found out there was no evidence that an agreement was reached, no evidence that agreement was reached, no uranium was shipped. The CIA didn't think that Iraq was processing uranium, didn't think they were even working on a bomb. Nothing. Zero. So it was all a big lie. Those 16 words about the British intelligence, with an old report, and then based on a bunch of forgeries that came from Italy that strangely end up in the hands of the Office of the Vice President and the Defense Intelligence Agency, or Rumsfeld little factory there, lie factory. Yeah, it's all very strange how this forgery came about, and well, it was a clumsy forgery apparently, because the State Department had long, 2002, before the State of the Union speech, had decided that the documents were forged, and there was nothing to it. So all this big phony thing, that Condi Rice was involved in this, and she must have said, "Oh well, yes, the president put that in his speech," and they, and then of course they had to out Valerie Plame. I got a picture of little Scooter Libby, and they outed Valerie Plame, and they smeared Joe Wilson, and so we went through this big long, the trial and the leaking of this information to Novak. Novak writes a column about it, sort of smearing Wilson and smearing Plame, and then of course more broadly smearing the whole CIA for actually telling the truth. The CIA did its job. It sent Wilson to Africa, to Niger, to check out these claims. He could find no evidence. He could find, and further, there was all kinds of contrasting evidence that there was only one uranium mine functioning. There was no way to get the uranium ore from Niger to Iraq without everyone knowing. It was a huge amount. 500. Iraq already had uranium ore that was not processed. They had it already. They weren't working on it. They didn't have the centrifuges to process it. It's a big, huge, crying wolf by W. And the fact that Condi Rice, who seems to be very involved in this huge lie, our national security advisor, at that time wouldn't have known whether Iraq was working on a bomb or not working on a nuclear bomb. That's unbelievable to me. Now she's Secretary of State. And of course, the Vice President's office was intimately involved in smearing Wilson and smearing Plame and getting this phony leak out. Rove was involved as well. And George Bush says, "Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. We'll fire the leakers. We'll fire them." And Libby is out free right now. He was sentenced for perjury and obstruction of justice, I believe. So you still got liars in the White House. Cheney's the big liar, and Condi's a big liar, and Steve Hadley, I think he was involved in that, sticking that 16 words in there. He's now National Security Advisor. So you got those neocon liars still. Oh, and Wolfowitz. Wolfowitz is back in business. He's now on the National Security Council. Isn't that sweet? They got him a cushy job there. Yeah, the liars are still there, hanging on. But the press doesn't really care, and the Democrats don't have the courage to stand up very much and complain. So, well, the president will lie about nuclear bombs. Yeah, that's America for you, eh? All right, signing off.